Hey, is my audio okay on your side?
Yeah, I'm gonna turn you down a little bit, actually.
Am I? Is it good?
Yeah.
Is it fine now?
It's all right. Yep.
It's good. All right, cool. All right. So yesterday I was on my fucking stream. Wait, can I swear?
Yeah, that's fine.
All right, cool. So yesterday I was on my stream. People keep on fucking coming into me and linking me y'all's video, and I just wanted them to leave me alone.
Well, we're actually putting together a video right now, but we have said several times, definitely don't go into other people's stream and harass them, or, you know, everybody has their own truth as far as how characters are played. You've got obviously a lot of investment, you've got a lot of money, and you play the game that you want to play, right?
No. Yep. I don't have a lot of money. I have money, and I'm just really reckless with it.
Yeah.
Which is a big difference. Big difference.
Okay, that is fair.
One of the first gacha games. Yeah, one of the gacha games that I played originally was called Summoners War. I was actually so hopelessly addicted that I actually I actually went homeless for 4 months.
Yeah.
So I don't have a lot.
Yeah.
I'm just really fucking stupid with what I got.
Yeah. Yeah. But
yeah, you can continue.
Sorry, what?
You can keep going on with what you were trying to say.
Yeah. You know, but it's like your way of playing is not everybody else's way of playing. We don't criticize people for playing how they want to play. What we try to do with our videos is say, all right, from a free-to-play perspective, say you only have limited amount of resources. You're not going to, you know, have this giant pool of things that you can just buy a character, get them level 99. You've got a perfect bowline set for him. You got a perfect, you know, DPS set for him, or like you got a perfect shield set for him, or whatever. With all these great artifacts, we're trying to show people what a realistic setup is. Okay, you're gonna get him to A4. You know, maybe you'll get him up to 70, 80. You know, maybe if it's a carry. You got a semi-decent half piece maybe set up. You know, but you still need to farm. So you know, you're spending a week to get him up to A4. You're spending another week to get his artifacts up. You know, this is not a perfect set. And this is what this character is going to do for your average player. Especially when you consider most people who are free to play, who have played since day one, maybe are getting to world level 6 about now. I have people coming in. I have people coming into my stream.
Out of curiosity.
Oh, sorry?
Let me just slide in here real quick. You 100% have not seen my videos, then, have you?
No.
Okay. Yeah. So I can already tell by the way that you're talking. So you said that I feel like you have the impression that when I showcase a unit, I show them off at level 90 with legendary equipment and plus 20 artifacts.
We weren't ever talking about you, actually.
Wait, no, what you just said with for showing off units. Okay, wait. Okay, yeah. Before you said that when showing off units, like we like to do this, like unlike you. Is that what you were not saying?
No, I said it was what we do.
Okay. So then who are you referencing when saying not showing them off at level 90? Like we try to do a realistic approach. Like in opposition to who?
There are plenty of guys. You know, you've seen the videos, the guys who go in is like, hey, here's my big 1 million damage.
Oh, I do not watch other Genshin Impact content.
I actually don't watch any other Genshin Impact creators as well.
Okay.
But there are plenty of people who come in and talk to us about how it's refreshing to see this instead of the whale accounts.
Okay.
So, yeah. I mean, I could name names. I am aware of the names, but I don't feel like that's appropriate.
Okay. Yeah, because there's like now people making responses to like your video, and then also not doing the direct name, which I always feel is appropriate because leaving things up to obscurity and interpretation, I always find is very dangerous. So whenever I try to like approach somebody, I try to make sure to know who I'm talking about and why and all that jazz.
Okay.
So there was a comment made in the video that I wanted to ask you about because I asked you in your stream earlier if you stood by all of the opinions and values that Jinx had in their video when presenting the Zhongli debate, which was that Genshin Impact and Spiral Abyss is strictly a DPS check, and tankiness does not matter.
I don't think
that was verbatim.
It depends on where you're at, right? Because if you have enough damage,
this was in reference to Spiral Abyss floor 12.
Right. If you have enough damage to clear Abyss 12, like you have a nice Diluc, you've been, you say you got a Klee on the Klee banner and you've been investing, and you have a Razor who you've been investing in, and you've got the damage down. And all that matters now is survivability. You've got the damage section. If you can get value out of having to dodge less or maybe taking a few extra hits, you have the damage. It doesn't matter anymore. Like, you have the damage. That is where Zhongli starts to shine, because you don't need additional damage from reactions or from powerful E's that scale with like vaporize or melting. You have the damage needed. And that's where Zhongli really does shine as a character who can just give you more comfortable clears. You know what I mean?
Okay. And previously you said when we were just talking that you were trying to address the free-to-play player community with the video.
Right.
But then when asking you to further your point on like the Spiral List 412, you referenced units such as Diluc and Clay, which are 5-star luxury units. Do you think that free-to-play players would have easy access to Diluc and Clay?
It depends. A player may have spent their primos. Typically, a free-to-play player up to this point is going to have enough for a guaranteed 5-star. They might be lucky if they had somebody else. You also have characters like Razor, who's a 4-star, who is capable of clearing Abyss 12. Jiang Ling, who is capable of clearing Floor 12. You have characters like Bennett, who was on the Glitter Banner, who's also very, very, very good. Especially for Floor 12 as a Pyro unit who can cleanse. Now,
also,
obviously, we're not Envy. We're not Envy. You know, he's got only the characters that are given for free. Yeah, he's a beast.
Yeah, he is nuts.
Yeah, we've said it multiple times in videos.
Have you cleared Floor 12?
Nope, because I'm still catching up. Jinx, however, has. I started over a month later than everybody.
Okay. So one of the things,
and I always say in my stream that I am coming from a perspective of a person who has started very, very, very late, and I am still catching up.
So one of the mindsets for clearing Spiral Abyss 412, and I'm sure Jinx would agree with this. And by the way, if you want to drag him on call, if he's
he is currently taking care of himself, and I'm not going to bother him.
Okay, no. All right. One of the big things for Floor 12, especially the third section of it, is that there's a lot of fucking damage happening at all times.
Yep.
And there is a mindset that could be said where, oh, well, this is a game where you can just iframe everything, and you don't need tankiness.
Now, actually, like that actually does bring in another point that we hadn't quite considered that I do think would be interesting to talk about, is that mobile players don't necessarily have the same kind of ability to dodge that PC players and even probably console players do. And I'll admit that is a consideration that we didn't necessarily have at the beginning. But hey, we gave our first impressions from what we have, and we are PC players. And again, this is not the only video we intend on making on Zhongli, and we're working on one today that could potentially talk about a few of those discussion points.
And also, I hope you're not getting the consensus or the feeling whatsoever that I'm here just being like, oh, I'm gonna bring this fucker on stream and I'm gonna shit on him. No, I'm
not getting the impression from you, but I will tell you that the chat definitely is getting that impression.
Oh, okay. Well, tell the chat to shut the fuck up.
Some people from your chat have come in and say this is really cringe, but.
Hey, yo, chat, if you're over on his stream, make sure to press follow on his stream and show support for Tuner. All right. Yeah, because, dude, the way that this is, like, I was coming in because I want to say the way that y'all presented the vid was very great. Like, the numbers that y'all show were great. I'm not trying to sit here and, do any of this arguing bullshit. Once again, my perspective on arguments isn't to try to make the other person feel bad. It's for two people to state their point of views. If they come into agreement, cool. But if not, just say what you mean and mean what you say.
Yeah.
That's pretty much all it is.
And that's what we do.
But what I was going to say is...
Okay.
Sometimes, well, I agree the numbers that y'all presented for the video were, like, spot on. They were great. 100%. It's just sometimes it's just not about the numbers, and once again, keeping mobile players in mind, because a lot of people do forget about them, and the other people you really got to keep in mind are people who just fucking suck. Like, people who play this game are straight up ass cheeks. Like, nobody ain't gonna come into Genshin Impact and be like, okay, all right, 12 seconds happened. The ice cage is about to happen. No, I'm gonna iframe it. No, dude, people are gonna go in there. They're just gonna press their fucking buttons and they're gonna hope that they can beat it. And that's why I really like Zhongli for the casual player, because he makes the casual experience a hell of a lot fucking easier. Are you worried about dodging shit? Don't worry. His ult has like 6 seconds of fucking iframes, which, by the way, one of the worst units to deal with in the entire game is the Animo Boxer. And dodging that shit and learning how to iframe it is so incredibly high skill cap. As far as what Genshin Impact asks of you, having his ult have that many iframes is fucking massive. Then, not only he has that big ass fucking shield that can shield for, as y'all say, 5,000 to 6,000 damage, which isn't really a lot if you think about it. That's gonna let you afford 2 more mistakes every 12 seconds, which is really, really, really nice. And the reason why I like to think about these players is because my wife is a mobile only free-to-play player. Yeah. And dog, she's horrible.
Yeah.
But it's okay, because she loves the game.
Yeah.
And I know for sure.
I've got some great friends. You don't happen to, I'm sure you probably don't happen to know her, but Shenpai is a friend of mine. She loves Diluc. She is a Diluc simp till the day she dies. Now, fortunately, Diluc is amazing, but she also likes Zhongli. And we don't have a problem with people. And we say in every single video at the beginning, we say, it is a game. Have fun. Play the way you want
I saw
to.
that.
Every video.
Yep. And that's great that you say that too, because that shit is very important. Because some people are like, oh, dude, this is a content creator. Oh, this must be the same as Jesus Christ descending from heaven and giving us his opinion.
No.
Oh yeah, and I am familiar with Shenpai. They've come into my stream several times.
Oh, nice.
But yeah, like, while I do agree that numbers for Zhongli are like, once again, the biggest atrocity for Zhongli, as y'all said, what the fuck is the inconsistency on his E?
Yeah.
What is that shit?
And you want my honest opinion on how I think they should fix him? I think they should increase his ult up to 60. Make his energy regeneration happen on every single pulse, 1 particle. Because some people were saying, oh, that's too much energy regeneration. But here's the thing. Geo doesn't give extra. So like if you have a Fischl gives extra energy to a Kaching or a Razor. That's really valuable. A fire turret would give extra energy to a Diluc or a Bennett. A cryo turret would give extra energy to potentially Ayaka in the future. Kaya could potentially be a carry in the future. We're looking into something like that. But Geo doesn't really give a lot of valuable energy to characters, to normal DPSs. Now you got Ningguang, you got Noelle. Those are really good, yes, but they're very specific. Everybody else is getting 0.6. So what I think is they should buff that up, 1 per, and then an additional buff would be to make his C1. Now this is really cool because this gives, it's like a double win, right? You're buffing up Zhongli so people are more interested, and then you make one of his constellations really good so that people are more likely to invest in him, which is what MiHoYo wants. So I think this could be a realistic thing that they would want to do. You make his second pillar generate its own energy as well. Like I think personally, as a support, his shield's great. I love it. As I'm learning more about it, I love it. I think there's some definite downsides. It doesn't cleanse, which is a huge problem. Which Jinyan's shield does. It you know, we're also thinking that maybe, again, this was day 1 impressions, right? We're thinking that maybe there's some kind of hidden mechanic. We're about to test it today, actually. That maybe his shield has higher elemental resistances than what it's stating. Like that it's not just a 100%. That maybe it's like 150. Because it seems like it's tanking more than it should on sheet.
Out of curiosity, you and Jinjix, are you aware of the interaction between Zhongli's hold E against shields and Geo shields?
Zhongli's hold E against Geo shields?
Yeah,
yes, where basically when you grab a shield, you are 100% destroying him. Yeah, I've done that. Yeah.
Okay, cool. And the other thing is that the claim that's let me circle back. Do you feel like Zhongli's rework, because once again, I don't think he should be touched at all. I feel like he's fine the way that he is. Do you think that a rework or buff to Zhongli is more important than something happening to like 4 stars that are more obtainable for free-to-play players like Amber, for example?
So here's the thing. There's always going to be a bad character, right? Because if they give you the perfect characters right at level 1, they're never going to pull. And this is a free-to-play game. Let's be really honest. It's the same thing with artifacts. I remember somebody posted up a thing where they were talking about oh, it seems like MiHoYo is scaling artifacts to be more defense or more HP. Like, oh, this seems really. It's like reality is it's a free to play game. MiHoYo wants to give you this is a free to play game. It's a gacha game. They want to give you an itch so that you'll scratch it. They want to give you that little hit so that you ask for more. And it sucks from a consumer perspective. It makes sense from a business perspective, and you really can't. I don't know. It gets into a lot of business ethics practices. But the fact is they have to give you bad characters.
Wait, do you think MiHoYo's a scummy company?
I don't think they're any worse than any other company that's trying to make money, man. Every company needs to make money.
And I know you and Jinx are big Monster Hunter guys, from what I can see based on your Rathalos.
Yeah.
Is this y'all's first gacha game or no?
No, I've been I played Azure Lane a lot, which I think is one of the most consumer friendly.
Oh, you're a degenerate. Okay.
I think it's one of the most consumer friendly games.
I would not have guessed that.
Well, you know, if you're aware of Monster Hunter, then you're aware of who Kanta per me is, and Kanta was playing Azure Lane.
Huge.
And
I actually have no idea who that is.
Is a very famous Monster Hunter speaker. So I assume since you knew what Monster Hunter was, you knew who Kanta was.
Yeah.
But I'm sure everybody in your chat who is aware of what Monster Hunter is knows who Kanta is.
You'd be surprised how ignorant people are. I played Monster Hunter 3 Ultimate. I wasn't a fan of World.
Yeah. Which is fair.
Because like that shit for the Wii U, bro, that shit fucking slapped. I love that shit. But yeah. So I just feel like Zhongli, I feel like he's fine the way that he is. I do agree that I would love some consistency for Z, or I'm actually going to test one thing that I haven't seen people test yet off of Z, and then might make a video on that later. Because I feel like there is consistency that is being deemed as inconsistency, but I haven't literally checked because I haven't played this yet today. Regardless, I feel like he's fine the way that he is. But I appreciate the numbers y'all put out. But I just feel like he is going to be one of the best 5 stars for people who aren't as good at the game, because as nice as it is, you know, like for example, Klee is being deemed as the best damage dealer in the entire game. But the problem is that she's also the hardest to play.
Yeah, and I would imagine she's almost impossible to get the full value out of on mobile.
I agree. I 1,000,000,000% agree. And I would also say the casual community probably makes up for more than 90% of the community. I feel like the hardcore is the minority.
I would say that in any game, the casual community will make up a super majority of any game.
Yeah.
Now, I have to assume the kind of people that are interested in looking up videos are maybe a little bit more geared towards that more competitive because they're learning on bettering themselves. But
yeah, I agree.
But like I said, these were our day one impressions, and we said it. These are our day one impressions. There's more testing to do. We always test more. Just we feel like it's a responsibility to tell people who are spending real money. This is real money that people are potentially spending. That, hey, before you spend, there are some concerns. Please wait a couple more days before you start spending. You got to understand, like you were homeless for a while. I was homeless for a while. I understand the value of $1, right? Both Jinx and I very much understand what it's like to choose between food and rent. And anybody spending $20, this is $20. Maybe it's just $20 to somebody, and they don't care. But to somebody else, $20, that might be a significant portion of their income. $356. Somebody came in yesterday and told us that in the Philippines, a guaranteed 5-star is more than a month's minimum wage.
Hey, let's buff the fucking Philippines, because that is a shame.
So
but, the whole
we very much care about how the free-to-play players are playing, and we had concerns, and we wanted to make sure that those were brought to the attention.
Yeah, that's you can always theories where
Go ahead.
I've been giving away a fuck ton of money to free-to-play players and wailing on their accounts from that way they can experience luxury units. But yeah, no, trust me, I totally get the value of $1. But the other thing is playing devil's advocate. Playing devil's advocate. It's like, let's say you're in love with this girl,
right?
And you're excited, and then all of a sudden she comes to your high school. You know, you're both 18 now. You got big old titties. You fall in love. You date for like 9 months. The moment y'all are about to bang, your buddy says, "Yo, I heard she has chlamydia." And then now the whole experience for sex is off, and now you both limp and you don't know what to do anymore. So it's like, while I agree that it is very important to warn people about the free-to-play experience, being like, oh, be careful with your money. And you're also killing the buzz a little bit with people who are excited to summon.
Yeah, no, and I get that. But what concerns me more is there was a content creator who just said this today in a video. They said,
one? Come on.
I think there's people who know who it is, but
okay, I'm ready. If I know who it is, I'm gonna say their name.
He said in a video today, he said, if I don't know how the free-to-play players play, I don't know what your resources are. I assume that you have enough resources to invest in this character that I think is good, and if you don't have those kind of resources, then that's your fault for investing, not mine.
What? Who the fuck said that?
And I found that is like basically the opposite of our standpoint, and I felt that was so disgusting to say. And
yeah, that's so small-minded. What the fuck?
It's our jobs as content creators, especially ones who you and I, anything we invest in this game, we can write as a tax write-off. If you didn't know that, you can
do that. Hit me up.
If you didn't know that, you can do that. Every dollar we spend is a tax write-off because we're creating it for content. People come to our channels to see what we're rolling. People come to our channels to see giant polls. It gets them excited. And so we can write off all this shit. This is a part of our business. Other people can't. And it's important that we tell people, we use that power to explain to them that maybe a character isn't worth their money.
So would you stand, do you still think Zhongli is not worth players' money?
I have not been able to test from my own perspective as somebody who has not gone to Abyss 12 yet because I'm still catching up. Reminder, I'm still below 45. Jinx, however, is going to be testing these things. He's testing what he's look at. We've heard some stuff. People came to me last night. They said, "Hey, why don't you try maxed out flower, 20% HP percent cup, helmet, and timepiece with a black tassel for a pure HP, and see what you think about it."
Yeah,
we're gonna take a look into this.
Really
we're gonna see what we're gonna do.
Because on the video it said that like 15 to 20,000 HP on Zhongli is like a Giga Leviathan build. And I was really confused. If you just run HP percent main stat artifacts on that, it's like super jokes to get.
Well, most people probably aren't most people are throwing their... So that's the thing, is like most people are probably throwing any of their HP artifacts into their good artifacts. Good as in like they weren't needed at the time. Most people are probably doing that. So the chances that they have some random good ones lying around probably pretty low, or that they're even invested in. So
well, if they did that, they're big old silly willies. Because if I even get an artifact that's even remotely good, I'm like, all right, I'm gonna keep that shit for 8 months. Like the stockpile I have on artifacts that could be good in case a character might have that kit is like unreal.
Oh, Jinx does the same thing. But I don't think he's, generally speaking, I don't think he... Also, because you get so many, it's like, I mean, you toss it and you get another one. But
yeah, I do strictly think that you guys will budge on your stance about Zhongli. When you see how good he is in floor 12, I feel like it would be like, dude, like, it's so much easier. You barely have to fucking think with this dude. And like the animation cases you can do, the iframe manipulation, the extra security, like the less mechanics you have to dodge, it's really nice.
One of my concerns is, and I have seen this firsthand, I do watch Jinx play Abyss 12, and he's cleared Abyss 12 many times. So I do have kind of like an understanding of at least how it physically looks. I know my mechanical skills are better than Jinx, so I know mechanically speaking, I'm not going to have an issue.
Let's go flexing on him, baby.
No, this isn't even me flexing. This is Jinx says in every video. He says the reason why you watch Tuna is because he actually has like the physical skill. It was what I did in Monster Hunter. I was a much better Monster Hunter player than him, but I helped him optimize the sets. Anyways.
What weapon did you use in Monster
Hunter? Sword and Shield and Hammer.
Okay. Oh, Hammer main, let's go.
I prioritized mobility and dodging more than I prioritized big damage. I like to get my openings in and then just kind of deal with the monster as is. Hammer's actually a very surprisingly mobile weapon if anybody hasn't played Monster Hunter. But
yeah, Hammer's fucking sick.
Anyways, what I'm concerned about is even if his shield is really good, if you get the unlucky combo where you're in an ice cage and you're in a thunder laser at the same time, realistically, how capable are you going to be able to handle that? Even with a massive shield.
Yeah, so this is actually the point that I addressed in my video that I made this morning. That I didn't want to make, but I was forced to, and I was really pissed off. So I made a video at 2 a.m. about why Zhongli is fucking broken.
Okay.
It's because Zhongli, I feel, actually makes a role that nobody else fills in the entire game.
Okay.
Which is a damage dealer that scales very capably with mitigation. So, for example, when you get locked into a cage, the shield transfers from whoever you have out on the field right now.
Right.
So when you get locked into a cage and you have your damage dealer out, who you've obviously invested into attack, crit rate, crit damage percent, all that shit, you swap to Zhongli when you're in that cage. So now you have a damage dealer who scales with mitigation stats, who can tank all of that damage when you fuck up, and you have the shield on top of that. Because Zhongli, on average, if you run 8% main artifacts, should have 22 to 25k HP easily.
Okay.
So when you fuck up, you just press the swap button and you're good to go. When you need to swap in, you swap out your damage there whenever you're good to go. That is the exact scenario I was talking about that I feel like people are confused about Zhongli, which is the reason why I think he's so fucking good. Because when you fuck up, he's right there for you. And there's no downside because his damage scales with attack and HP, which is what I was wanting to talk about.
Now, how do you feel about that? Even if you get like 20, what are you, I guess, so let me ask you, what are you hitting on your ult for Zhongli with your max health per hit?
Not really that high. My artifact set's really shit. I still have like 3+8s.
Okay.
I'm hitting for probably like maybe 25, 30k on a typical domain.
Okay.
Which is okay. For me, the ult's just about the petrification and the iframe. Like, I love that shit. It makes it so easy.
Okay.
Because like a 4-second stun, or realistically a 3.6-second stun.
I would say it's less than that, because
iframes.
if you're not using Zhongli as your damage carry, then you have to swap to another character, which is already burning over half a second of swap time. And that's assuming the person is like super high skilled and is literally pressing ult. Then the second they're available, they're spamming their E. On mobile, I wonder how viable that is. I think it's probably more of like a 1-second transition time. Especially if you have high ping.
Wait, sorry, what are we talking about? Isn't
so Zhongli's Zhongli's ult petrifies for 3 to 3.6 seconds, depending on how invested you have been in him.
Yeah.
But if he's not your main damage dealer, that means that to capitalize on that damage, you have to swap to another character. And depending on your reaction time and your your ping, that can be upwards of to a second. So it's not really a 3.6; it's more like 2 and some change.
Oh, for his petrification?
Yeah, because it's only CC.
Oh, well, I mean, they are still stunned. Oh, you're talking about active damage time on a petrified target?
Yeah, active damage time on a petrified target, yes.
Okay, yeah, I get your point of view for sure. But for me, I just use that I like using it to iframe and then also to interrupt an enemy's cast time, because even though you stun somebody for 3.6, if you stun them right before they're about to cast one of their big abilities, then it would actually be more like, sometimes 5 to 6 to even 7 active damage times, because a lot of the bigger units that you're gonna have trouble times with are gonna have longer animation times for their abilities. For example, the Fatui Ice Blaster and the Animo Boxer is my point of view.
Okay.
But I totally get what you're saying about the active frame time. But yeah, so I just wanted to have you on here to get your point of view and show that, even though two people have a disagreement, you don't have to be a dickhead and fucking yell at each other about it.
No,
so
and
I just wanted to give
like I said, we
second.
actually posted to Twitter last night. We said, hey, don't attack any content creators. We're working on a video today that's most of the same. We're gonna quickly talk about some of the things that we've learned since yesterday. And as we said, like I said in that video, this is day one, first few hour impressions. And I think we can all admit, first few hours, everybody's kind of feeling like maybe he's a little underwhelming. Maybe there's stuff that he can change. But as we've grown to learn, just like with Child, everybody threw Child in the trash day one. Everybody thought that Bennett was bad day one.
Okay, I thought he was ugly. I didn't think he was bad. I thought he looked stupid. But I've been a #1 Tartaglia sim since day one and #1 Zhongli sim since day one. I've never doubted their ability whatsoever. A lot of people did, but I was not one of them. But yes,
okay,
a lot of people.
A lot of people then. I won't speak for you, but a lot of people have.
Yeah, of course.
And it's like I said, with there's entire regions. This isn't just NA. This isn't just one region. This isn't just us. There are entire regions that are calling for MiHoYo. He needs a little bit of a buff. He needs something. He honestly seems like his E is bugged. And I will be happy. I will be happy to hear if they change that, because I think it needs to be changed.
Yeah, like some of the things that I feel like his E's bugged. I feel like Klee's E is bugged. I can't believe it doesn't have interaction with Venti. That's one of the dumbest things I've ever fucking heard. But I hope
Venti doesn't
do this last tournament.
I will say Venti doesn't really change with other characters as well. It's not just Klee. He doesn't seem to interact like that with other things that are similar. So maybe it's intentional,
I'm saying, like,
but I don't know.
Yeah, I just don't get that, because like Jean's E, a wind ability, interacts with her bombs.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Sucrose's E interacts.
Yeah.
But
GOMC
Venti, the
probably
god
does
of the
as well.
fucking wind?
Or,
huh?
Not GOMC, Aero MC.
But the one thing that I think that you'll probably agree with here is that I feel like a lot of the issues with Zhongli are mainly because everybody was reporting on him based on his beta test abilities. And the moment he goes live, they hit him with the stealth nerf on his auto attacks. And now everyone's been like, he was supposed to be this big physical damage dealer. But these fucking dipshits fucking get their information before shit goes live, which is, I believe, as you've said, is just a horrible thing to do.
Yeah, we never report on leaks. Not only just because any character can be changed at any moment, even if it's like the beta test 10 days before release. You don't know if they do a self change. But yeah, we never report on. We never talk about it. You know, a lot of people have said, oh well, you should, because you know you can get at least some early indicators for people who need to save over a month to get a new character. But what if you're saving? You know, for instance, there was the rumor that his books were going to use gold. So say somebody invested weeks worth of resources to get gold, and he comes out and he's using diligence. Are you gonna be mad? You can't be mad.
Oh, I would. That would be such a weird change. You know what? Fuck it. Make him use prosperity, the dumb Zhongli bitch. That'd be so weird. But I totally get what you're saying. But yo, I appreciate you having you on here, and I'm glad you got to voice your opinion to all my boys in my community. So hopefully they'll shut the fuck up about it.
Well, I mean, and like I said, you know, and if there's one thing I want your chat to take away, is that just don't harass anybody, right? Because like everybody's truth is their own truth. You know, you have different resources and availabilities to me. You might have had a set on day one. You might have had like the perfect set to make him broken on day one. We didn't have those sets. So our initial impression was that maybe he was weak, but you had your HPs because you said you're keeping your HP scaling. You're like, holy shit. Yeah, dude, just throw HP on this guy. Let's do it. And there you go, you know?
All right, well, yo, you have a good stream, my dude.
Yeah, appreciate it, man. Talk to you later.
All right, peace.
Cool.
Oh, also, speaking of which, let me go over here real quick and
Thanks for subbing.
just to thank that dude for giving me some content at the beginning of the stream.
Thanks for subbing.
Let me be a homie real quick. I ain't gonna watch that Twitch Prime, but let me gift him some subs real quick. Go ahead and gift him 5 gifted subs. All right, huge.
Thank you for the 5.
Oh, thank you, Tectone. Appreciate it.
Yeah, we were just kind of talking about it, man. What's up, man?
Yeah.
Wait, were they talking about me still?
I think that
well, hold on. I really want to say.
Sorry,
hold on. I really want to say. Assuming you're listening right now. I really do appreciate that you took the time to want to talk instead of just talk shit.
Of course.
It really means a lot to me to know that there are other content creators and other people who care to have a conversation instead of just sit behind their computer screens and sit behind their walls and just sling shit.
I ain't no bitch.
It means a lot. So thank you very much.
I got you, baby.
So thank you.
All right, peace.